Hello, everyone. We are almost ready to start, but we would prefer to wait a few more minutes to allow more people to join. So let's wait. Maybe one more minute and then we will start. Okay, let's start. So, hello everyone. My name is Daniele Massetti, and I'm happy to welcome everyone in this webinar. This webinar is part of a webinar series which will run through the year. And for this first quarter, the theme of the series is setting the stage for impact. And the goal of it is to better serve our stakeholder in implementing and scaling the carbonization solution. And particularly for this first regional session, we are going to present the new solution calendar and the how to implement our solution in the regions. Before starting to the presentation, please let me remind you that the session is being recorded and will be made available to everyone. Questions are welcomed, and please use the Q&A button for asking questions. Please do not use the chat. Questions can be asked at any time, but we will have also a dedicated Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Please let me introduce you, Patricia, which is supporting me in this webinar. Patricia, do you want to say something about yourself?
Yeah, just a quick note from my side. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. I'm Patricia Souza. I'm Program Operations Manager at Apparel Impact Institute, and I'm based in Portugal. I'm the person in charge for program operations, managing and developing processes to ensure a smooth implementation across countries. As for today, I'll be assisting Daniele in this webinar. So as he said, please feel free to address any questions in the Q&A box, and we'll be more than happy to clarify them. So yeah, back to you, Daniele.
Thank you, Patricia. So we have also two guests. First, we have Mr. Marco Gonzalez, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Apparel Impact Institute. He will We have Giovanni Aliboni from Energica and Stefano Caiani from Process Factory. They are our implementation partner. They support us in implementing 2 of our mission program. Giovanni is implementing the Clean by Design, and Stefano is about to kick off the first Italian court for the carbon target setting. They will tell us more about their journey so far very soon. Next, okay. Few words about myself. My name is Daniele Massetti. I'm regional lead Italy. I joined AII last year after 14 years serving a high premium brand, and most of my career, I spent most of my career in developing and implementing the carbonization solution, and this is where I learned and realized that there was a need for a stronger, larger, and more collaborative approach to face this topic. Everyone is working on the same goal. We all have the same target within this industry. We have a target of reducing the CO2 emission by around 45% by 2030. And now at AII, I have the opportunity to work on that. I'm working to catalyze the attention of brands, stakeholders, and implement standardized solutions through the supply chain. By doing that in Italy, Europe, I also the privilege to serve this region, which is the house of many premium and luxury brands, which play, of course, a role model at the forefront of this transition. Who we are and what we do? Well, actually, AII is a not-for-profit organization, US-based. We work globally to identify, found, scale, and measure proven environmental solutions. We work collectively with brands, factories, service providers to develop and, even more importantly, to deploy practical solutions in manufacturing process. We want to reduce energy, water, and ultimately, this is our main goal, we want to reduce greenhouse gas emission. The key word in our work is implementation. So we really want to implement solution at scale within the supply chain. We are quite a young organization. AII was founded in 2017, but it actually all started in 2007 when the Clean by Design was created to improve energy and water efficiency in textile mills. Immediately after its foundation, AII integrated the Clean by Design, which is today our heritage and most popular impact program. In 2022, we also launched the Fashion Climate Fund, and we are now in the process of working to provide funding to projects via the Fashion Climate Fund and via the Climate Solution Portfolio. The expansion today is continuing because we are growing the number of countries that we serve, and we are also growing the number of solutions that we offer worldwide. This slide is just to give an idea. It's just an example about our stakeholders. We work on a global scale. We have quite a large ecosystem of stakeholders we work with. We have industry-related stakeholders. We have, for example, many brands and retailers. We work also with founders and financial institutions, and we work with other organizations like Textile Exchange or CDSC. Here you can see logos of those brands which allow us to use them. But of course, the ecosystem is much, much larger. What we do is supporting the industry to decarbonize. How we do that? Our work is based on science-based approach. We conducted a deep assessment about the carbon emission from the industry together with the World Resources Institute, WRI, which resulted in the Roadmap to Net Zero report, which you can download. It's available on our website. And here you can see the main outcome of this report. Okay, it is quite evident that most of the emission come from CO2, raw material processing, which typically are dye mills, tanneries, washing mills, laundry. Of course, we also have hotspot in raw material production. And we have identified intervention area to remain below the 1.5 temperature increase scenario. So basically what we did is we checked the industry emission, we identified hotspot, we identified intervention area to limit the temperature increase accordingly to the international standard. To do so, we are focusing on those areas, particularly for Italy, for Europe. I can emphasize the need, the urgency to work on energy efficiency, topic 4, and on the shift to 100% renewable electricity. For some countries like Turkey, for example, of course, we have a dedicated program for the cold free south. We work via program, so we offer impact program to our partner, but of course we have also a growing number of solutions which we are selecting via and promoting, of course, by the Climate Solution portfolio. You will see soon in a second how it works. That slide is very helpful to understand how we work. This 5-step program represents our carbon leadership program, which is a kind of, in a way, our flagship program, serving our partners through an holistic and complete decarbonization journey. The program can, of course, be started at any step, and it helps action-oriented brands in the apparel industry to accelerate the implementation of their supply chain carbon targets with a standardized approach. Keyword we have in mind is targets. So by implementing our program, we want to support the industry again to achieve targets in a standardized way. Let's have a deeper look on how. The ideal first step is the carbon tech assessment. By implementing this program, which is a very quick program to implement, the facility can conduct an assessment on its maturity level, on the decarbonization journey, and it starts to identify area of improvement. Step 2, which typically lasts 6 months, carbon target setting. We support the supplier in developing tailored improvement plan based on definition of target setting and on the development of an action plan. I said that we support the supplier with this program in developing a tailored plan. Why? Because by implementing the carbon target setting, we help the supplier to define targets which really fit to their facility and to their real potential for improvement. Because everything is based on an action plan, which is a list of action that's an expert identify and quantify in terms of cost, in terms of potential saving, in terms of return of investment. So by doing so, supplier can really understand what could be a realistic target and what is the cost to achieve that, what could be the benefits. Once this is defined, we move to implementation, step 3. We have several solutions for the implementation. I can mention as example the Clean by Design, the most popular program. The Clean by Design is a program which lasts about a year and deliver results, clear and concrete results. So whereas the carbon target setting usually has a 6-7 years time horizon because the targets are up to 2030, the Clean by Design start today and will end next year once the action plan will be implemented what we do, what we deliver back to the brands, the facility, with the Clean by Design closure is an achievement. So we measure the impact of the implemented solutions in the facility, we validate them, and we provide back to the facility results like 10% reduction in the greenhouse gas emission, 100,000 euro saving per year, and X% reduction in water. So it's a very concrete implementation program. The decarbonization journey is typically long, and that's why we have also developed carbon target monitoring. It's a new program released in 2023, which support stakeholders in regular follow-up with facilities to drive progress. It came quite natural that facility can change business, can build new production line, can grow or can decrease in production volume, can implement some solution, maybe can identify a new one. That's why also the targets continuously require update, and even more importantly, the progress against this target continuously require updates. And that's why we also develop the carbon target monitoring. Last but not least, this is a product that we are going to develop this year, 2024, with the third-party data validation, step 5. We are building an approach for data validation to support the carbon accounting best practice that include also a third-party verification. More will come in the next few months. And here we want to give you more concrete idea on our programs and what are the impact area. We typically see that, for example, Clean by Design and carbon target setting fit good for tier 1 and tier 2, and they work to reduce energy, water consumption, greenhouse gas emission. In this slide, it is quite evident that we have a solution coming from the CSP. So stay tuned, because probably in a few months, the solution coming from the CSP will be more than today. And by including new solution, like for example, here the electrification of water heating, we can really face a specific topic in a specific country. So if you are interested in some of the solution which we are going not to discuss in deep today, of course, come back to us. We will support you in evaluating them and implementing them. Some questions so far? No question? Okay. Thank you, Patricia. So let's move ahead. Role and responsibilities. Let's suppose we are starting a program. How to deploy a program? We at the AI, we don't have capacity, we don't have manpower to run a program by ourselves. We run program with experts. We have two of them today, Stefano and Giovanni. And typically, a program is run by 4 different parties. The brands usually engage factories and convince factories to take part to some program. Factories, also named facilities or suppliers, different name in different regions, should commit themselves towards the decarbonization journey, should ensure an active participation to the program, should provide us access, or the expert access to the factory, and should commit to take some action, of course. The role of expert is so extremely crucial. The experts are also known consultant or service provider, in that case, depending on the region. The experts are the knowledge owner. Typically, they are engineer, environmental or energy engineer. They are responsible for executing the program. So they organize call, they provide presentation, they provide the action plan, they provide updates, and in the end, ultimately, they are also responsible to provide deliverables. Our role as AII is to identify experts, grow capacity in a different country, facilitate the program execution, and conduct also quality assurance. Last but not least, we are also managing every commercial aspect with each party. Okay, now we have a big news. We have an important change in our way of working. Basically, starting from this year, starting from 2024, we have a program calendar, which we are offering to all our partners. We are making it available to everyone. By implementing this program, basically, we will have quarterly kickoff dates. If someone wants to join a program, they should fit the timeline required, the milestone required to meet a kickoff. Programs are organized in cohorts. A cohort is basically a group of facilities which are committed to take part to programs in a given region and for a given specific programs. So we group facilities to run together the program. Let's have a look at our calendar a little bit more in detail. So we have 4 quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. We have 4 kickoff dates. The logic is always the same for every quarter. Today, we are providing some highlights about the first quarter with some highlights, with some milestones. So, to take part to the kickoff planned for the beginning of April, we are already recruiting facilities. We have already collected nomination lists from brands. If someone of you want to take part, we still have time. We are still a little bit flexible to collect new supplier lists. Our goal as AII is to assess this list, to review them, and to facilitate co-nomination. So if different brands, for example, provide the same supplier name, we can facilitate the engagement of the supplier from both brands. Once we will have screened this list and we have provided a recommendation to brands, we start the real recruitment phase. So, and here the role of the brands is crucial, is fundamental, because the brand has the negotiation power, has the business power to convince the supplier to take part to a cohort. To facilitate this process, as AII, we organize webinar. In a webinar, we can explain what a program is about, what are the resources required, what are the timeline, what is the expected manpower, for example. After that, in early March, mid of March, we expect the facility to sign the commitment letter. The commitment letter is a formalization between brand, facility, and AII for the commitment to take part to a program. Once we have a commitment letter signed, then we move to the logistic part. We organize the kickoff, and soon you will receive the invitation for the kickoff from the experts. Some more detail here. What happened after the nomination list? What happened once the brands have provided us the nomination list, again, we cross-check those lists. We merge with the list provided by different brands and in an anonymous way, we provide feedback. And this is a particular moment. This is very important because to engage a facility, the more we are, the better it is. So again, our program are collective program, so we can join force, and by cross-checking this list, we are facilitating different stakeholders, different brands to join force and to engage together the supply chain. In the meantime, us, the program manager, and the regional lead, we secure capacity locally. The brands continue the engagement, and so once we will come to a conclusion, once we will have the finalized list of facilities having signed the commitment letter, again, we move to the logistic and we are going to arrange the kickoff. Here, another view with some timeline. So very important is to receive the nomination list soon, typically, ideally by the end of January, if you want to take part, of course, to the next court kickoff. It is extremely important also to be on track with the engagement, which is usually one of the phases which require more effort. And in the end, it is important to get the confirmation from the brand commitment letter by March. The official kickoff, the official next kickoff in our region are planned for the first half of April. Some question, Patricia? Okay, great. Let's move on. So here we want to provide you with an overview about the active program today. We are very active in China, in Asia, Southeast Asia, of course, but we have started already quite a few programs in Italy, and more will come soon. We didn't report here any information about the carbon tax assessment and the carbon tax setting. Here we have big number. It would have confused the slide, so we have kept separated. But again, we have also more than 100 facilities running a CTS program right now worldwide. This is about the court that we are launching now in spring 2024. Our focus today is Europe and Italy. We have already recruited a few facilities. We have no nomination list in our hands. We plan actually kickoff for Clean by Design and also for carbon target setting. Carbon target setting particularly is a particularly important new program in Italy because it's new. You will hear more from Stefano in a few minutes. So very happy to launch this for the first time in Italy. We also have a new program, the Clean by Design for leather, which we are piloting, or which we are about to kick off a pilot in spring. Excuse me. We have also capacity for Turkey, Egypt, Tunisia, Portugal, and Spain. In that case, we are ready to go for Clean by Design, textile, and for carbon tax assessment, and as well as for carbon target setting. If someone is interested running some program in these countries, of course, please contact us. we will happy to support. And next, it's just about an example on how a program could run. This is from Clean by Design. It is a program which lasts 1 year. So the kickoff will take place in April. Initially, our focus will be in collecting data, in finalizing the assessment via an on-site visit. And of course, one of the most important key moments will be the finalization of the action plan, which will be the base for any further implementation action, which will run through the rest of the year. There are some collective moments. So for example, the kickoff, the midterm meeting, and the final recognition meeting are done together. We also have, of course, a validation, because the experts need to validate the data. We want to bring back high quality data only, exclusively. And yeah, every program has a different timeline. This is just an example. And with that, I can stop. And if no further question, Patricia?
Yeah, we have a question about pricing. Is the pricing structure similar to the pricing structure from the past shared costs between brands, supplier, and philanthropy?
I would say yes, or more precisely, I would say that in case of co-nomination, of course, we go for sharing of the cost. So typically, if two brands co-nominate the same facility, the cost will be split by 2. We encourage also to ask the facility to share part of the cost. So this lead to stronger engagement from the facility. So let's suppose that program costs, say 10. A given share is recommended to be covered by the facility. The remaining part from brand. So the remaining part will be split proportionally to the number of plans which co-nominate the facility.
Okay. Hope this answered the question. So yeah, we can proceed.
Okay, great. Thank you, Patricia. So we can leave the virtual stage to Giovanni first, Stefano next. Giovanni.
Thank you very much, Daniele. Again, hello, everybody. I will share with you very briefly my experience with the Apparel Impact Institute and with the Clean by Design program. As Daniele knows, in the past, I faced long time ago this kind of energy efficiency experiment, I would say. Now it's within the Apparel Impact Institute. It's a very, very well organized and with procedure, quality assessment, and a very positive attitude towards the factory. Briefly, my background is the energy industry. I spent most of my career within huge, I would say, concern operating at the beginning, the traditional energy, and more recently in the renewables and decarbonization area. And I spent last year together with Daniele in understanding the problem and the program and working with the 4 factories in Italy to present the program, to prepare, to analyze all the data and prepare the action plans. And we'll show briefly the results of the program and what, in my view, are the key findings of this process and the huge value added we can bring to eventually to the brands, but more specifically to the factory that we meet during the program. Okay, next slide. Okay, a very, very quick resume. You can see there the best practice, or say the best, the more common, I would say, area where we can improve efficiency, reduce CSG gases emission, and reduce water consumption, both fresh water and wastewater consumption. Briefly, metering, a very, very key issue. You have to meter to know your data, to know your consumption in order to be able to reduce your consumption and to know where you best can achieve results. Boiler, most of the factories work with steam, so boiler is a steam generator is the main area where you can use a lot of natural gas, and you can use better steam or reduce steam consumption. Then you have some common area that runs with the network within the factory, condensate return to the boiler, rather than improve insulation of hot pipes and valves. And also with the compressed air system, you can reduce leaks and increase efficiency. There are, let's say, more technical or ad hoc solution that regards the reuse of heat from hot exhaust air rather than heat from wastewater, or moreover, the cooling water reuse. In our experience, we found some important project in the water area, but I would say, given that very often Italy and the Italian policy for environment gave some incentive in energy efficiency program, as we will see, most of the factory are working or work in the past with gas and electricity rather than water. Water is still a quite abundant and very cheap resource in Italy. So as we will see in the next 2 slides, most of the project and the action plan are based with electricity and the gas efficiency rather than water reuse or reduction in the process. Okay, you can go ahead. This is a very interesting example of, I would say, a previous project, year 2022, and was a very important factory, but a very, very low level of efficiency in terms of monitoring, knowing consumption, and use of especially of the water. So just putting there metering practice, data management, and moreover I would say automatic, or let's say the measured or washing or hot washing process, the factories be able, as you can see, to reduce, I would say, by 25% average, 27 in electricity and thermal overall consumption, 26% in terms of greenhouse gases tons, particularly carbon dioxide, and also, as I just mentioned, 50% of 55 in details of water consumption. It's a very important result but I would say on the other hand, the starting level was, let's say, an easy starting level. So with some investment, the factory has been able to obtain very important results. If you go to the year 2023, we have 4 programs ongoing with 2 factories. The action plan already finalized and partially implemented. With the second couple of factories, their action plans are ready and they are starting now the validation phase and the implementation phase. If you go to the left part of the slide, you can see the main action we have found has a potential project for improving efficiency. Metering, always very important. I would say for brands and factories that will join the program, having a already existing database or having already done some data collection will give much more opportunities for everybody to find projects and to implement solution. Most of the area are in the hot I would say hot process area of the factories, mainly boilers and steam system, valves and hot pipe insulation, and optimization of the compressed air network that is a not very expensive exercise, but given that a compressor runs very often, it is just finding a small leak to obtain huge savings. And we have some of the project lies in the water process water usage. I would just like to point out what are the estimated savings, but moreover, I would go on the economic part of the exercise, saying that and this is really with the, I wouldn't say with the program, but with the present and with the sponsorship, let's say, of the Apparel Impact Institute, we entered some factories and we helped them to put on the table investment up to 3 million euros with a forecasted economic benefit that means euro saved per year in the range of 900,000 euros. So this, in my view, it's a very important result, not only because we achieve or we are set to achieve, or we made, let's say, factory to achieve savings in the area of greenhouse gases and mainly the energy consumption, but also to let's say stimulate the environment of investing money to achieve results that are good both for the environment as well for the factory at the end of the day, for the brands itself. And this, in my view, is it's a very interesting result. And we feel, I share this view with Daniele several times, that just entering a factory, proposing some ideas and some project generates more ideas and more potential project both for the factories and for the other participants. and it's a very nice thing. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, Giovanni, for remarking a couple of key concepts. I used to say that clean by design is a win-win project in the sense that it's not just for the planet, because of course it is a program which help to reduce emission, but of course it is also a program which help to save money. In that sense, is a win-win solution for sure. We have a relatively short experience in Italy, or at least myself, I have a short experience of clean by design in Italy because I joined AAI last year. But in every factory that I'm meeting, of course, such kind of saving, both in terms of energy, in terms of greenhouse gas, and in terms of cost, are proven. So this is a program which worked very well in Italy. So thank you for highlighting these aspects. Next, I will leave the stage to Stefano Caiani from Process Factory.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Daniele. Thank you for the opportunity to be here to present our role in the CTS implementation program. Let me introduce myself. I'm Stefano Caiani. I'm an engineer, environmental engineer, and also a sustainability consultant of Process Factory. From the beginning of I've been involved in the study of carbon target setting program, and also in the definition of a structured program for the implementation in the Italian company, is that I will try to show you in the next slide. Just a few words about Process Factory, my company. That is a consulting and training company specialized to support the transformation of standard business model into a more sustainable one. In particular, we support companies in the fashion and luxury supply chain in the application of the first sustainability framework that I will show you in the next slide. Due to our great experience in this sector, in the fashion and luxury, Process Factory is member of Global Compact, Sistema Moda Italia, and also other important system like Textile Exchange, and like also the ZDAC, as well as we are the first approved training provider for the chemicals management. The next slide, Daniele, thank you. As I mentioned before, we support companies in this sector in the implementation of for sustainability framework. That is a framework that we have created to guarantee the sustainability performance of the fashion and luxury supply chain, and that also can help the brands to better understand which kind of project and which kind of sustainable project the supply chain have implemented. As you can see in the slide, our framework is based on 6 pillars that we don't talk about today of these topics, but just to I would like to say that all this project, all this kind of activity are connected with the global fashion agenda and in line with the sustainable development goals of the UN 2030 agenda. And in some way, we have also find some kind of alignment with the carbon target setting. But we would like to focus today with CTS, and with, in particular, with the program that we have, I think, for the Italian, in particular for the Italian company, for the Italian supply chain of this sector. Next slide. Okay, thank you. So CTS, as explained before, Daniele, the program aims to develop a standardized approach to setting carbon and water use reduction targets. This is the main goals of the program. To do this, we think that it's necessary to support the companies in developing and also enhancing their skills in the management and collection of primary data. That are really important topic, but also try to improve their knowledge also in the up-to-date and monitoring consumption and monitoring their emissions. We think that another important aspect of this project, but also in particular for the improvement of their performance, is try to help them to define and identify technical specific action for improvements, and also to develop a reduction efficiency solution. And of course, obviously, this kind of action should be capable of monitoring their progress over time and against the targets, so the carbon and the water use reduction targets that they have to choose and fix. To do this, can you, next slide, thank you. So to do this, we have defined a structured project that unfortunately we don't have implemented yet, but it's just a few,
very soon.
Very soon, exactly. So this project that I show you here, as you can see here, you can find the main activities and also the time that we think that we can we will implement it. In particular, I'd like to focus on the line in bold, because we plan no less than 3 training sessions to the company's employee involved in the project. As I said before, to transfer those skills of primary data management and collection, because we can support the company, but they have to grow from themselves and to improve this capability, but also as well as to provide in deep knowledge of environmental sustainability. So that means try to with workshop about what is greenhouse gases, what does it mean greenhouse gases reduction, what does it mean find and identify efficiency solution. So this aspect for us is really important, the training and the workshop aspect, just to, as I said, grow the company's employee involved in the project. Another key aspect of the project that you can see in the five row is that requiring at least a couple of months of activity is the part of primary data collection, and in particular also the primary data collection and verification, so a data check, a data control of this data, because it's really important that it's really important this part to fix, to define real and consistent targets. The third very important aspect for us is also to identify the possible improvement action that can be applied. For this reason, we will do different types of assessment to identify the best actions, and also we will do a technical economic assessment of this identified action, along with an expectation of carbon emission and water reduction. I would like to finally, in conclusion, say that I think that our role as solution provider can be more important and crucial in the training and skill transfer aspect to the company, and also really important in the verification and control of data quality that can bring the company to fix really and consistent target setting in water and emission reduction, but of course, above all, in the identification of improvement actions in terms of reduction percentage, in the applicability, return of the investment, and other important aspects. So to achieve the defined reduction targets that the company and I think all the sector must achieve.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Stefano. Maybe also here a short comment. Recently,
Yeah.
one of the major luxury brand in the industry defined this program as a game changer. So actually, it is a game changer really because it can help the entire industry to set the scene for working on the same targets. And of course, we all know that a target as a baseline here, target here, and as a journey in between. So and also thanks to the tool and the solution that the service provider can develop, like the setting, the action plan, but even more important, as you said, the capacity building. Of course, we want to enable all the journey to work in direction. Yeah. Okay. No, thank you again, Stefano.
Thank you.
Okay, we still have a few minutes. Patricia, do you see some questions?
No, not more questions. Yeah.
Okay, good. Means that we have been very clear, probably. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, by the way, the recording will be made available. Everyone has also our contacts. So just a last remark, if anyone wants to start collaboration, need to kick off a program or want to learn more, of course, you can refer particularly to the regional lead, which you can see here. So myself for Italy and Europe, Laxmikant for Asia and Southeast Asia, or Cherry for China. We also have colleagues from the engagement team, Brian, and Disha, which is the manufacturing engagement manager. So with that, I will thank you everyone for joining, and thank you, Patricia, for your help, and Stefano and Giovanni for supporting us in our daily work, and for helping us today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.